Hello everyone, welcome to Prakash IT. Today we are going to learn custom annotations. In our previous tutorial, we have covered how to work with the predefined annotation. This not null, mean, max, empty, not empty, email, all these are predefined annotations as we have covered. So let me tell you why we need this validation. So I have already explained in a typical web application, whenever the user will submit the input while submitting the form, then in that case it is really necessary to validate the user inputs. Otherwise dummy data or inappropriate or ugly data will be processed or stored as part of this interaction, right? In order to avoid that, we should impose some kind of restriction so to the user inputs in so for that Spring has introduced like validator. So there are many predefined validators. I have already told these are the predefined validators by using which we can impose restriction on the user inputs. Okay, but from the business end we got the requirement that we have to customize our whatever the validations we are imposing in with the user inputs. We have to use some custom validations, right? So in order to handle that kind of scenario, we should write our custom annotations, right? Instead of predefined annotations we will use not instead. So some cases we'll use whatever required for the predefined annotations we can use. Along with that we'll use the custom validations, I mean to say custom annotations, okay, as per the business requirements. Okay, so how we can do that, I'm going to explain you with one example. If you understand that example, then any number of or n number of custom validations, right, custom annotations you can create. Okay, so I will tell you and I will write the steps how to create custom annotations. Then from your end you can write n number of custom annotations, right? Okay, so let me consider one field. Here we are writing the for example, consider this for okay, this age is nothing but here we are taking not null. Age should not be null. Okay, so user is writing this message, this mean value, max value, we are writing here. Okay, okay, we are customizing so that it is overriding the default things. Okay, whatever the default thing that is provided by the validations as part of the Spring MVC framework. Okay, so that it will override. Okay, fine. So let me write our own age validation. We will not use this kind of validation, so rather we will use our custom validations. Okay, so how we can create our custom annotations now. Okay, so remember one thing, in order to write custom validations we have to follow some standards that is provided by the Spring people, or I can say Jakarta people, and we'll use the same pattern whatever that is there as part of the API. Okay, okay, fine. So what we have to do, I am going to create the age custom annotations. Okay, so I am what does it mean? I am going to validate the age. Okay, whatever the user will input for the age is minimum age and maximum age user will provide, right? For that we are going to write our custom annotations. So, okay, I mean to say custom validators. So here what I will do, I will create one annotations. Okay, how we are creating the class uh, in the ID. So similar way we'll create our annotations. Okay, remember the steps from now. Okay, so click on this one, new, then Java class you click, then if you come down, class interface record enum annotations. Okay, so you can see there is a keyword called annotations. Okay, like class interface, all these things you have to click the annotations. Okay, then here you write whatever the name you want to give. We are going to validate the age, so I'm writing age validator. Okay, this is the what, this is not a class, this is a annotations we are going to write. This is the annotation. Okay, similar to class interface, so this is a special type. Okay, annotation type. Okay, so in order to make this age validator annotation, so we have to I mean to say here if you go to this one, we are writing @ not null. Okay, so here we are writing similar to not null, we are writing age validator. That means whenever we are going to write this age validator as annotations, we can write something like age validator. So for example, we are going to write here uh, in case of age here, let me write at the rate uh, age validator. We can write this is the it become now the annotations, right? Because why? Because we have written this is a annotations. Okay, so how it will work, that we are going to understand now. The first step is clear. Then what we will write? So whatever the things we are writing here, the validator, the age validator is the this annotations. These annotations is applicable to whom? It may be a method level, or it may be a class level, method level, property level. How it should react? Okay. So here you can see here what we are writing. We have written the predefined annotations on how in the property level, the field level. I mean to say field level. Okay, what we have to write? We have to write at the rate target is there. Okay, so target means where it should applicable. So you can see if I this one, if I do this one, employee field level, method level, constructor level, all these things are there. For the time being, what we are going to do, this annotation will work field level, and we'll write some method level. These are the two things I am just writing for the time being to understand how to create our own custom validations, like custom annotations. Okay, so if you want any other level, it can applicable, so you can write that. For the time being, I'm writing these two things. Okay, and once you create the annotations, this age validator, so when it will applicable, right, in at the compile time or at the time of runtime or class level, or how? So that we can define by using the property called uh, retention. Okay, retention is nothing but here we will provide at on what time. Retention, you can see retention policy runtime, retention policy class, and retention policy source. Here whenever we are the application is running, the JVM will consider this validation, this validator at the runtime. So that is why I am providing the runtime. Okay, this is the two things you have to provide. And one more thing, let me write one more thing is document. I think document documented. Okay, these annotations we have to use for the documentation purpose in the core Java applications. Whenever we are writing the documentation, all these things, so dynamically the documentation will be created. So for that purpose we have to use the documented, right? Okay, fine. So this is documented is clear, target is clear, and retention policy where it should use. This is what you have to write. This is clear to you people, right? Then we'll write the next steps. Okay, we have written the age validator. This is the annotation we have created. So once we create this validation like annotations, so how it will be validated? For example, here we are writing not null. Not null means, so whenever the user is not providing any kind of value, then this not null value will throw some exception or kind of it will validate based on that. Okay, so similarly, how our custom validation will uh, comes into picture, I mean to say, like whenever the when how we can going to impose the constraint. So for that, what we have to write, we have to write the constraints from Jakarta. Okay, so constraint on by what? Here we are not going to write our constraint. So constraint is something we will provide in some another class. For that, we have to provide validator by whatever the annotation we are creating, how this annotation is going to validate. Okay, these annotations will work or validated by the some other class in the whatever the things I am going to provide here, that will be validated. The annotation will be validated by that class. I am writing this validator age validator. Here I will write uh, age constant validator. Okay, so let me copy, otherwise it will make some mistake. Okay, constant validator, I will copy the word, I'll put inside that. Okay, so what I'm writing, I'm writing dot class. Okay, so this is the class we have. Okay, let me tell you from the beginning. Okay, we have write the documented target retention, all this clear. Okay, for this annotation age validator, for the custom validator age validator, what we are going to impose, whatever the constant we are going to impose, that we are going to write as part of the age constant validator. This is another class. Okay, so that is not created, we are going to create, but this is the way we are going to write. Okay, the constraint. Okay, let me create the class quickly. Not dependency, create the class as constant validator inside the util package. This is the utility kind of things we are writing, or else if you want you can change what you can change, you can change for the change the package. Okay, if you think so. Okay, so here we are writing, we are going to provide the whatever the age validator annotation is there. For that we are trying to write our age constant validator, whatever the constant we are going to write for the age validator. Okay, so here we will write age constant validator, implement constant validator of what kind. Of what kind means the generic we will use, specific to we are writing for the annotations age validator for this class. Okay, so age validator class we have to write. Okay, so for what we have written for this age validator, it should work, right? And for what property we are writing, for the age property we are writing, and what is the type of that age property, integer type, right? So for that we are going to write the age property that is integer. Why? Because this is object type, this should be object type. It should not it will not take the primitive type. Okay, so for that what we can do, we have made the integer. Similarly for the integer type, here we can write the integer the age is integer type. Instead of the primitive type, we have taken the wrapper type. Okay, for the time being, let me comment all this stuff. This is not required, we are not going to work with these things. Okay, we are going to work with the age validator, our custom validator. Okay, so here we have to implement the method. Okay, whatever that is there as part of the constant validator, if we implement this one, so there are two methods we have to implement. This is the things we have to write. Okay, okay, this up to this clear. Okay, now what we are going to write here, in case of passenger details, we are providing minimum and maximum age. Okay, so here for that to write to since we are writing our custom validation, so this kind of property, our custom validator or custom annotations should work. So in order to write this kind of functionality, what we have to do, we have to go inside the age validator annotations, and inside that, this is the we have to write int min age. I am writing min age. For this method I am going to write the default. What is the minimum age? This should be minimum age should be, for example, I am taking minimum age should be 6. So whoever meets the age minimum 6, they can book the ticket. Okay, and I'm going to write int max age. What is the maximum age? For that maximum age, by default, I'm writing the default maximum age is 80. Okay, this is the maximum age. I'm writing the minimum age, whatever the minimum and maximum we are writing, this is 6 and 100. The same thing I'm writing for the time being here, in order to create our custom validator. I'm writing the minimum age. If user will not provide this the age, then the default age should be 6 and the default max age should be 8. Okay, now we should write the message string type. So here we'll write string message and here we'll write the default message should be what? If user will not provide the any kind of message, the default message should execute. Okay, so default means age must be between here we'll write the dynamic value, that is we can write inside the curly braces, and this is the dynamic value we are going to write. Okay, and you will end this one, and this is the minimum age. Okay, default is min age, so minimum age, and this is the maximum age, so that it will detect the six, the default whatever the age we are writing, this is the age it will come. Okay, fine. Okay, we have successfully written our age validator. Now we are going to write the what are the constant we are trying to impose here. Okay, so here age validator will get, let me rename to age, we are getting age, and here I let me delete that. So what we'll write, whenever the user input the age, minimum age and maximum age, that we are going to capture here. Okay, so that we are going to capture. Okay, how will capture? And I'm writing some private int mean age. Okay, mean age, and let me duplicate that, and let me write max age. Okay, so here we'll write this dot mean age, this dot, sorry, this dot max. Okay, let me duplicate that, and let me write mean age. Mean age is equals to age dot mean age, whatever the user will input. Okay, then similarly, age dot max age. Okay, whatever the value user is providing, the age, mean age and max age, that we are trying to retrieve here, and that we are assigning to the mean age, whatever the field we have declared. Okay, so that property we are assigning, and here what we are going to write, you are going to let me change this to age something, age value, uh, okay, age. So here I'm going to write the if condition will check whatever the age user has inputted, the age minimum or maximum, that we are going to check. If age, user has not inputted the age, okay, at all, if the user has not inputted any age, that means age is equals to null, age equal to null, and sorry, or age, age age is age is less than, age is less than mean age, whatever the age, mean age, whatever the age is valid, the in the age will check what is the minimum age. Minimum age, if it is if the age is less than the minimum age, then our validation should fail. And whatever the other case is, or age, if age is greater than max age, whatever the age is user is providing, the age, if it is null, or age, the minimum age, the 6, we have considered here the minimum age should be 6 year. If it is less than 6, then our validation should fail. Or if age is maximum we have provided, for example here we have provided maximum is 80. So if we are providing the maximum age greater than 80, then this should fail. Okay, that means we should write return false. Okay, this is the things we will provide, or else return true. Okay, so we have written the condition that in which scenario it should valid or it should be invalid. This is the constant we are writing. Okay, so whatever the age user has provided, that we are comparing with the age, the minimum age, whatever the minimum age, we should write user is imposing this age, user is inputting this age, and we will compare what is our minimum age. Minimum age we have defined in our class, this is the minimum age we are going to write, this is the minimum 6 or 80. If user has, we have not written any kind of minimum or maximum here as part of this while writing these annotations, then what it will do, it will check if the minimum age is less than the minimum age, then the validation should fail, it should throw exception, right? I mean to say, so should show some error, how we have seen as part of the our working with the predefined validations annotations, right? I have completed the implementation of this custom validations. Okay, now this is the time to check our what our whatever the things it is working or not, we are going to check now. Okay, okay, so before that, before proceeding that, I just wanted to write one thing. We have changed the integer property to int property, and here wherever we have written this setter and getter, that we are going to change set age int age, this set age, this is the setter getter we have written. So let me generate. getters and setters. Okay, I have written for the setter and getters for the age property. Okay, so let me deploy the application and we'll check, and I will show you the scenario. Application is deploying. Okay, before that, whatever the default value we have provided, 6 and 80, and on the top of age, what we have written? We have written age validator without any minimum, maximum, or message. Okay, that means it is going to consider whatever the default value we have given, 680, and message is this one. Age must be between this one. Okay, so let me take this context root. Let me go to this one, and I will try with what is the controller. What is the controller for that? Controller is this one. The form is this form. I'm going to try. Okay, let me write some Martin. Last name is King. We are going to provide the mobile 91 hyphen 9876543210 10 number, and email we are going to provide test@gmail.com. Okay, and from New Delhi to Andheri, we are going to travel. Okay, for that we are going to book only lunch, dinner, everything. I'm just selecting, and here I have not submitted any kind of page. So obviously it should show me the message. What message we should get? Whatever the default message we have provided here as part of the age validator. Age must be between minimum and maximum age. Why? Because here we are not providing any kind of age while submitting this form. Okay. Okay, so while writing the code, I forgot to mention one thing. This is asking for the constant but does not group parameter or this one. Okay, I got the issue. Okay, let me go to this our application, and here while writing, two more things we have to write here as part of this uh, this development. So that we will get from the this annotation. This is the predefined annotations. We have followed the same approach how they have written target, retention, repeatable, document, constant, all these things. Here they have written their messages and all these class and this one payload. These two things we have to impose in order to work with the custom validations. Okay, here simply what I'll go to this one and I will paste. This is the two things I have added. For that reason we are getting the exception. So let me redeploy the application, then we'll try. So now the application has been redeployed. Let me restart this one by putting all these same things, and age I have not provided. If I click, then you can see the error message since we are not provided any kind of age. Okay, the age must be between 6 and 80. Where it is getting, this is the 6 and 80. This is because here we have provided age must be between minimum age and maximum age, that is nothing but 6 and 80. Okay, and if I go to this one again, this one, and at back and submit some age kind of uh, some 5, then if I try to submit, this is the same issue we are going to get. Okay, so if I go to this one, 80 we have given, right, the maximum age. So if I go to submit the 81, then the same exception will get. Okay, error will get. And here if I are going to provide some 30, that is the valid age, right? So if I submit, then the user should successful, registration successful, and all the details. Okay, fine. The up to this is fine. And let me write our custom things. Whenever user will use instead of the 6 and 80, then uh, whatever the things user will write, it should work accordingly. Okay, so what I am going to write, I mean to say, if I go to the age property validator, here I am going to write these two things, right? Mean age is equals to, for example, mean age is something 18 I have written, and max age I am writing something, max age is 100. Instead of 80 I have written a 100. And what is the message? Like we are writing something like inbuilt type, how we are writing min age, max, min, max, all these things. So similarly I am writing like you are feeling like we are writing for the predefined, we are using the predefined validator, right? So here we can write message something, right? Age, instead of, let me to write, should be between mean age and max age. Okay, age should be mean and max age. So if I rerun again this application and try to hit, then instead of this age validator like 6, a minimum is 6 default value, 80 is the default or maximum default value, and this is the message, this is the message, it should not come now, right? It should come whatever the things we have provided here, 1800, or message is age should be between this one. Okay, so let me redeploy the application, let me show you. As you can see, the application has been redeployed. Let me test whatever the changes we have done so far. Okay, so let me go to this one and railway reservation form, and here I am going to provide whatever the things I have provided. Um Whatever the things I have provided, I have provided the application 18 and 100. Okay, if I go back and 18 and 100, the default value is 6. If I provide some kind of 5, or if I don't provide anything, we are going to get whatever we have configured overridden. That means here we are getting 18 and 100. That means what? If we provide, okay, let me show you. If we provide the minimum age here and maximum age while using the age validator, the custom validation, then that value is going to override by whatever the default value we have provided. 680 will be replaced by the whatever the custom value we have provided here. Okay, fine. Then let me test other scenario. Here we are getting 18 and 100 instead of 6 and 80. Okay, fine. So if I go back and if I try to submit with some value like 4, then we are going to get 18 and 100. Okay, the value should be 18 and 100. It is working also fine. And for the upper limit also you can check. And if I try to type like age is 40, then I click on submit, then it should create the ticket successful. Means I mean to say the reservation should successful. Okay, so the reservation successful, I'm getting all the details whatever the user has inputted. That means we are successfully able to get create one, submit the form. Okay, fine. So that means this is how I have shown you how to create the age the custom validator, that means custom annotation, how to create, and what are the property we should write to in order to develop our custom annotation or custom validator, and what are other things we have to consider while writing our validator, and what are the constraint we should impose. Okay, this is the constraint we have imposed, that is why I have written all these things. Okay, so this is how we can develop our custom annotations. And one more thing I just wanted to highlight, but I will not cover now, that is here I am writing the value, default value 6 and 80, minimum age and maximum age, we are writing from here. It may be some situation there might be we want to change this, get the value, though we are getting the value from here 6 and 80, that we just wanted to read from some kind of external source, that is maybe property file or yml, all these things that we'll see in some another video. Okay, I hope you got my point, right? Instead of this default on all these things, that value, the hard-coded value, will configure in some external sources. That is YML or property file, all these stuffs. Okay, that things I'm going to explain you in some another video. Okay, so but remember one thing, this is how we can develop our custom validator or custom annotations. Okay, that's all for this video. We'll meet in the next video with a new topic. Thank you.